Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University. And Man Without Fear, issue number 1. Wow, this is a really weird glare on there. I love the cover, man. This is the main cover. I love the Daredevil miniseries or TV series, Netflix series cover right there with the melting costume. Let's get into this. Man Without Fear. I believe this is issue 1 of 5. It's hard to find that, but I thought that's what it said at one point. Jed MacKay is the writer. Danilo S. Beyruth is the artist. Andreas Mosa is the colorist. VC's Clayton Cowles is the letterer. Kyle Hotz and Dan Brown did the main cover art, and the connecting variant cover is by Giuseppe Camuncoli and Marty Garcia. There's another cover out there, variant cover or two, Raphael Albuquerque, another one by Ho Pham and Chris Sotomayor. All right, so this is basically like a 5-issue or so interlude in between the Charles Soule run and the upcoming Daredevil run with Chip Zdarsky. So this is cool. This is cool. You don't need to get this series from my understanding, and also from actually looking at this comic book. If you want it, by all means, get it. If you're a Daredevil fan, hell yeah. You know, you got Hell's Kitchen, yeah. You got this. You know what I'm saying? But right now, this doesn't feel particularly overly impressive. Make no mistake, I like the comic book. I like it a lot. But as far as like if you're trying to save, I'm talking financially. If you don't have the funds and you're just like, you know, oh crap, it's between this or, you know, my coffee for the week or something like that. No, I understand. Go get your coffee. Go get your coffee. But if you are a fan of Daredevil, no, this is really good. This is a very good issue. And I think that the whole series is going to be good because it's going to explore a little something. You remember Daredevil was hit by a truck in Charles Soule's run, in his final The Death of Daredevil thing. He was hit, or was it a bus? Anyway, he was hit by something, and he got knocked out. And he's in the hospital. It's all those old wounds, they open back up again. Now, yes, in the end of this, he woke up. In the end of that, he woke up and he's like, oh, I'm good. No, let's go. You know, I'm going to change. I'm going to be different than I was before, without giving a whole lot. It's like, okay, so, you know, Zdarsky's going to take over this, and that's where he's going to, you know, pick up the comic book from. Cool. This is kind of like a weird interlude that happens while Daredevil's still unconscious in the hospital bed. Yeah, so that's why I say this isn't the most important thing. But if you do want to understand certain parts, at least Jed MacKay's version of Daredevil, oh, it's really good. I love philosophical comic books, and that's exactly what this is. This is really good in that regard, you know? I enjoyed the hell out of this comic book. It got deep into the idea of you're the man without fear? Yeah, but what is fear? What is pain? And I liked the answer. You really got to pay attention to it because you got to pay attention to the text boxes, the narration boxes, and the colors around them to see who's actually talking, especially towards the end when those answers are given. I really liked this. This was a fun comic book, and of all characters that you're going to, you know, talk about, Daredevil is one of them where you can really get philosophical. You can get theological, for crying out loud, and it works perfectly. It's not something you got to kind of weave into the story. Like even with a Punisher story, you got to weave that in. No, with Daredevil, it's always a part of the story. And I really dug that about this comic book. And Jed MacKay clearly has a very strong knowledge of Daredevil's past. This isn't stuff that, some of the things mentioned here aren't stuff that you just wiki up. You know what I'm saying? You actually have to know this stuff. You had to have read these comics before. And that's exactly what he's done. Clearly, evidently, you know? Really good comic book, really for me, a really strong Daredevil comic book where the big enemy is fear. Perfect. Excellent. Anyway, guys, if you're a Daredevil fan, absolutely pick this one up. If you are trying to save money and you're not the biggest Daredevil fan in the world, save your cash. Zdarsky's coming. All right, guys, that's it for me. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.